Savitri received a command from her summit being. The command is that she must discover first her soul. She must first remember why she has taken this human birth, the purpose of its coming here in the mortal world. Remember why thou camest. Find out thy soul, recover thy fit self. And then a complete recipe is given to her. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And finally, the voice tells Savitri, conquer thy heart's throbs. Let thy heart beat in God. Thy nature shall be the engine of His works. Thy voice shall house the mightiness of His word. Then shalt thou harbour my force and conquer death. Conquer death. That is the recipe and that is the fruit of her doing the yoga, to conquer death. Thy voice shall have the mightiness of His word. Word, Brahma. Brahma also means expression, the power of manifestation, of creation. Brahma, word. And when that word is now a part of Savitri's work here, it means that she is going to do the work of manifestation of Brahma himself, the Creator himself. That is already implied in the command received by Savitri, that she has to receive the word, make it an aspect of her mission here, in fact the sole aspect of her mission here, so that the Brahman manifestation is possible here. But that Brahman manifestation is possible only when she will house the force of the Divine Supreme Shakti herself in her soul. She must first establish that force in her soul. Then she will be able to conquer death. Why conquer death? Because it is that power of negation, of dissolution, which is standing in the way of the manifestation. Word, expression of Brahman in the mortal world is not possible when death is present. So, if that word has to find its expression here in the Vrityuloka, in the mortal creation, then death must disappear. So that is the task given to Savitri by the Divine Shakti. She is not going to wave a magic wand up there and get things done here. It has got to be done here in this creation. In this creation. It is not that she says something up there and things are done. No. Things have to happen here. If they have any meaning, any sense, if this creation has a sense at all, then only it can be so. It is for that purpose that the Divine Shakti takes a human birth, the mortal birth. She comes here as Savitri. Savitri comes here to do the work of the Divine Shakti in the mortal world, And the work is the manifestation of the expression of establishing the divine word in the mortal world. And that is possible only when death is removed from the scene. The power of dissolution is removed from the scene, then only that can happen. So that is the kind of divine logic by which the command is given to Savitri, and Savitri accepts it. Her soul, her inner being is ready now, and she is launching on the task assigned to her. What does she do then? Yes, she said, command, and I shall obey. And this is the command which has come to Savitri. She looked into herself after receiving the command. She looked into herself and sought for her soul. That is the first thing she was told to do, find out her soul. And therefore she looks within, where the soul resides. Hridaya Guha, deep within, in the cave of the heart, is the soul residing there. She has to discover that and make it receive the divine power. When that soul receives the divine power, is established in it, then the divine work given to Savitri can begin of conquest of death. So that is the background, and now from here onward the yoga of Savitri begins. Now the yogic poetry is moving with the swiftness of Savitri's yoga. You see the tremendous steps she has already taken. From human, now she is in a position to look into her soul and proceed according to the instructions given to her. The yogic poetry is very swift. It is, of course, an epic poetry. The character of an epic poetry is to go rapidly from one episode to other episode. Here, it is not an episode. It is from one realization to other realization that the yogic poetry is moving with the epic speed here. And therefore now Savitri is looking into her soul within to find her soul. What is the first thing she sees? We live in the surface consciousness. Below the surface consciousness, what exists, we have absolutely no idea, no inkling, no hint of it is ever possible. Even if at times some kind of a prompting is there, we tend to ignore it. We are not attentive enough to the small little voice which does come at times from within, but we are not always alert and we do not always follow it. But Savitri has opened out herself fully to the divine command, and therefore her yoga also moves very rapidly with the yogic speed, with the epic speed, as I said. What does she see? A dream disclosed to her the cosmic past. A dream disclosed to her the cosmic past. That is the very first thing Savitri is seeing in her yogic realization. The dream disclosed to her the cosmic past. Now, that is the greatness of Savitri. That is the greatness of Savitri, the incarnate Divine Mother. That is indeed also the greatness of Shevendu's poem, Savitri. It is moving with epic speed, and suddenly he says that a dream is disclosing to Savitri the cosmic past. This is something which happens only to a person like Savitri, not to you and me. It is not my past, your past, their past which is seen. It is the cosmic past which Savitri is seeing. The creation's past, the birth of this creation, how it began, how things have started happening, where we are at the moment here, what will happen in future. It is that entire sequence of the cosmic functioning which is now kind of seized in this particular phrase. Cosmic past, it means also cosmic present is present, cosmic future is also present. To begin with, Savitri is looking at the cosmic past, or the creation's past, not her past. She has no past. Her past is up there, always. She has taken a human birth, therefore the history of the cosmos is what she is now seeing, where from the cosmos has arisen, how it is moving, what is going to happen. It is that kind of a scenario which is being presented to her immediately. The moment she looks into her soul, the cosmic past comes in front. And who discloses that? A dream. She is not imagining, she is not thinking of it, she is not feeling it. A dream is disclosing to her. Why dream? Why cosmic past? These are very deep and occult phrases. In one single line, so much is packed in the yogic poetry which is here. Very difficult even to kind of grasp it. Dream. Why dream? Well, one of the ways of looking at it could be we are sleeping the sleep of inertia, of tamas, of ignorance. We are asleep in ignorance. And it is in this ignorance that we are seeing dream. And what does the dream say? It tells you what the cosmic past was in this case. It is in the cosmic ignorance that we are asleep, and therefore we see a dream in the sleep, and the dream is disclosing the cosmic past. That is perhaps a literary way of looking at the phrase. A dream disclosed to her the cosmic past. But dream in the yogic terminology has a much deeper significance, a different connotation. It is swapna. Savitri is already entering into the occult domains. She is in the swapna avastha. She has left behind Jagrata, the waking consciousness, the surface consciousness, the human consciousness in which we move all around all the while. That is now all over, and she has stepped now into swapna. And it is in that swapna, which is an occult yogic status, she is seeing something happening here. So it is not that she is simply asleep and she is dreaming and seeing all those things. She has entered into the occult domain of swapna, and in that occult domain of swapna, she is seeing what had happened all along in the history of this creation. That is what she is now seeing here. It is disclosed to her. She is not trying to see this, searching this. No, Savitri, this is what it is. It is disclosed to us straight away. See, it is not like the search of a scientist, a philosopher, or any ordinary human being. Here it is. Look, I am here, I am here, I am here. This is this, this is this, this is this. This is what is being now simply revealed to Savitri. That is what the Swapna has given to Savitri. A dream disclosed to her the cosmic past. In the Mandukya Upanishad, we have the four states: Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti and Turiya. Now, Jagrata is our ordinary human surface consciousness. Swapna has already gone into the inner world, into the occult world of this one. Then will come Sushupti, the deep sleep of knowledge. It is in that deep sleep of knowledge, prajna, that the reality will be truly seen. Until then, it is only a swapna to us, a dream to us. So prajna, and then will be the total ineffable. So in other words, when the yogi is saying that a dream disclosed to her, swapna has given to her this knowledge, it means that Savitri is going to the first step of the inner yogic realization, occult realization, and soon will follow the other, Sushupti and Turiya, the ineffable. They will come to her one after the other immediately. So that is what is already indicated in the very first line. A dream disclosed to her. Yes, dream has disclosed. What we disclose further by prajna, what we disclose further by turiya, well, it will follow in the course of time. When she gets all that knowledge, all that power, all that capacity in her soul, she will be in a position to conquer death. That is what is already connected with the command she has received here. A dream disclosed to her the cosmic past. Now, in the yogic terminology of the Mandukya Upanishad, Jagrata also means Vaishwanara, the cosmic. The Vishwa is Lord's command. Vaishwanara, Virat in other form. Now, it is that cosmic past of the cosmos, of the Virata, of the Vishwanara, which is now shown to Savitri at once. Then of course will come Hiranyagarbha, then will come Prajnanagana, then will come ineffable Turiya, Om, Amatra. These are the three matras, Virata, Hiranyagarbha, Prajnanagana, A-U-M. The first three matras, to make it O, A-U-M, O. That is what will happen in the course of Savitri's yoga. But here that yogic element is at once introduced in the very first line of Savitri. A dream disclosed to her the cosmic past, the crypt seed and the mystic origins, the shadowy beginnings of world fate, a lamp of symbol lighting hidden truth, image to her the world's significance. In that cosmic past, what is the significance of this world? A small little lamp is going to reveal to her. Now here again, it's a packed, densely packed yogic poetry, with every word conveying enormous sense of yogic knowledge and power and intensity everywhere. A crypt seed, crypt, hidden, concealed, which is not known to us, which is kept away from our sight, and it is itself a seed from which things happen, things grow. So it is from that hidden place, from her Hridaya Guha, if you like to say that way, she is now seeing what is hidden behind it in the cosmic past, what is concealed. That is what is now being shown to her first. A crypt seed and a mystic origins, the shadowy beginnings of world fate, the early start of this creation, how it started, how it began. This is what now she is seeing. In other words, here Savitri is going to get an idea of how this creation started, where from it started, how it started, from the darkness, from the ocean of darkness, inconscient, Salilam. From that darkness, creation has started. Savitri is going to see that thing. And then how it developed, how it grew, that is what will be described in her vision, in her dream. The dream is going to disclose it to her. A shadowy beginnings of world fate. World fate, there is a will behind all these happenings. At the same time, there is a power of this inconscience which is going to affect its full strength in the operation of this one. Therefore, there is a kind of an uncertainty in the happenings. There is niyati coming into play, and it is that niyati of the world, the future of the world, is what is now going to be told to Savitri. The crypt seed and the mystic origins, the shadowy beginnings of world fate, a lamp of symbol. So she sees all these dream figures, dream events, whatever is happening there, as if they are symbols, pratika. And it is through that she is going to see, well, what could be behind this symbol? What is the reality hiding behind this symbol? There must be some reality also. That is what she will be seeing shortly. A lamp of symbol lighting hidden truth behind each darkness, behind the creation which has come up from this darkness. She sees through that lamp, because of that lamp, the hidden truth. It is not just darkness, there is some truth behind it. It is false, it is evil, it is full of suffering and pain, it is full of inconscience, unawareness. But behind that there is that truth. Why it is unaware? Why there is pain? Why there is suffering? There has to be some truth behind it. It is that truth Savitri is seeing with that little lamp already. The shadowy beginnings of world fate, a lamp of symbol, lighting hidden truth, image to her, the world's significance. Yes, Savitri, this world looks to you full of suffering, misery, anguish, pain, evil. All kinds of things are there which are not desirable in this world. But no, that is not the end of it. There is a meaning, there is a significance, there is a purpose behind this, and it is that which you have to understand and see then in that context the task which you have to accomplish. Image to her, the world's significance. Don't dismiss this. Don't run away from here and go to nirvana or into the transcendent and disappear there. This world, although looks to you very opposite to what you are aware of it, still it has a significance in meaning, and it is that meaning which you have to extract and establish the truth behind all those things which is there. That is what is already indicated here, the entire task of Savitri here. A dream disclosed to her the cosmic past, the crypt seed and the mystic origins, the shadowy beginnings of world fate, a lamp of symbol, lighting hidden truth, image to her, the world's significance. In other words, here we have already the beginning of this creation, how the creation started, and what is going to happen to this creation. That will come later on. But here, right in the beginning, that dream is telling her, well, this is how the creation started. That is a cosmic past, the karma. It is that karma which you have to remove, make it bright, make it luminous with your yogic fire, and burn all that is going to oppose its full manifestation. Now, how this creation started, let us quickly see. This is a very long, elaborate description of it. in the life divine. Maybe we can just see a couple of aspects of it very briefly here before we go further up. There is a chapter in the life divine called the indeterminates and cosmic determinations. Indeterminates and cosmic determinations. Now, well, one can go into the technical details of it, but will not see that into that kind of an elaborate manner. Let us see what exactly is here in connection with the origin of this creation as is indicated by the dream to Savitri in that context. What do they say? The first aspect of cosmic existence is a mass of superstructure which has no clear native relation to the fundamental existence. The existence here has no relationship with the fundamental existence. That is the first aspect you see here. The creation, the cosmic past here, as if no connection at all wherefrom it has come. You see, that is what it says. The first aspect of cosmic existence is an infinite which is to our perception an indeterminate. Infinite is there, but what do we see that infinite? Indeterminate. No form, no shape, no feature, no quality, a kind of a blank, kind of a sponge containing nothing as though, you see, fluffy stuff, no concreteness, no definiteness. That is the first aspect we see here. The first aspect of cosmic existence is an infinite which is to our perception an indeterminate. It is we who see it as indeterminate, but in reality it is not indeterminate. It has some content in it only. Indeterminate, because as I said just now, in other words you can say that infinite is there. It is a point. Infinite is a point which has not expressed itself anywhere. That this is this region, this is this region, this is this locality, this is this country. Those kind of things, these provinces, they are not yet formed. Therefore, it is a point. Now, that is what we see. It is indeterminate. If not indeterminable, being a point, there being no objects, we cannot define it, we cannot determine it. It is indeterminable to our mental faculty. That is what it says. To our perception, to our cognition, our tools of understanding, it is impossible to see anything beyond that. It is a boundless finite. Now this is a phrase from Einstein, boundless finite. It is a kind of a contradictory phrase. It is an indeterminate of the infinite. Boundless finite, you think like this. Sphere. Complete sphere. Now, it is finite. It is a shape, it is a size. Yet it is boundless. Go anywhere on the surface, there is no boundary coming. Anywhere you go on the surface, there is no boundary coming at all, you see. You can move anywhere from one place to the other place constantly. So the sphere in that sense is a kind of a boundless finite. That point, infinite, which is a point, is in that sense a spherical point. And the sphere is a boundless finite. That's what it says. And then what happens there? In this infinite, the universe itself appears as an indeterminate determination. It appears as an indeterminate determination. How? We should seem to indicate that we are face to face with a supra-rational mystery at the base of things, because our mental faculty cannot understand that thing. In that universe arise. He is now keeping the question in suspense. How? Where from? Arise, where from? a vast number and variety of general and particular determinants. In other words, the infinite, which is a point, spreads out like a sea. You have waves, you have regions, you have localities, you have particulars in that infinite form. And it is this which will interact, form features, and it is that creation now which is coming. A vast number and variety of general and particular determinants which do not appear to be warranted by anything perceptible in the nature of the infinite, but seem to be imposed upon it, upon that bound is finite, upon that point, infinity as a point. It is this non-determination which has occurred here. Then we give how it has happened, the faculty by which it happened, the energy by which it has happened, the tool or whatever we call it by which it has happened is that energy, Shakti. It is that which has created. We give to the energy which produces them the name of nature. We call it Prakriti. This is the lower Prakriti, which has now given rise to the finites, particulars, certain qualities in this lower creation here. But the word conveys no meaning unless it is that the nature of things is what it is by virtue of force, which arranges them according to an inherent truth in them. Each region which is now found here has its own quality, its own strength, its own merit, its own role to play in things. That is what I say. Then according to an inherent truth, its nature, its svabhava, its character, it is what gets defined here. But the nature of the truth itself, the reason why the determinants are what they are, is nowhere visible to us. But that energy has accomplished already in that indeterminate state something very definite. A quality has come out. Who has done that thing? Nature.
Savitri has received a command to find her soul. She immediately sets herself on the path. And the very first thing she notices is the things of the dream consciousness. A dream disclosed to her the cosmic past. She is in the sapna state, and the entire past, bhuta, is now made known to her. How things began, how they developed, how they have come up to the present point. She sees all these things in the dream state. As we have already seen, the Upanishadic occult knowledge speaks of 4 states: Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti, and Turiya. Jagrata is a wakefulness. Wise of the outward, he sees the outward. Wise of the outward, he is also called Vaishwanara or Virat. He is a universal male, Vaishwanara, Vishwanara, universal male, and that corresponds to the gross state of existence, Jagrata. Then comes Sapna, dream, whose place is in the dream, one who dwells in the dream. Wise of the inward, subtle, Tejasa, bright, gleaming, flaming. He is the inhabitant or the luminous mind. That is the Swapna experience of Savitri. Then would come Sushupti, which is Prajna, knowledge, full of divine knowledge. He is in the state, the Almighty. He is omniscient. He is sweetness. He is Sarvatnya, the word of the universe, the womb of the universe from which everything springs up. He is the Lord of wisdom, and that corresponds to the causal state. So we have basically the gross state, the subtle state, the causal state. It is through these stages that the deeper and deeper in the knowledge comes. Then finally is the Turiya, who is a matra, no syllable, a matra, in whom all phenomena dissolve and what remains is only the true. Who is calm, who is incommunicable, he is the good, he is the one, single. So we have got Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti, Turiya. Correspondingly, the descriptions are of Virata, Hiranyagarbha, Prajnanagana, and Om, the four states. The waker, the dreamer, the sleeper, the ineffable. These are the four poises of the transcendent, inexpressible. So Savitri has entered into the dream state. Who is this God who sees dreams? Who is this God who sees his dreams? That is what the Prashnopanishad asks. It poses this question: who is this God who sees this dream world? He is, of course, the Hiranyagarbha, the womb from which things come out, the womb where the seeds are present, and it is the seeds from which things will sprout and grow and expand, will reach finally jnana, knowledge of the truth idea, the truth force. That is what he will come to know. Beyond all this is, of course, the state of Turiya, the ineffable, the inexpressible, where you do not have Shivam, Ashivam, you do not have Shantam, Kalilam, you do not have Dvaitam, Advaitam. There is no good, there is no evil. There is no calm, there is no chaos, there is no duality, there is no unity. That is the ineffable state. Now all these four states, Savitri has entered into just the first step, dreamer, below the waking consciousness, Jagrata. She is now seeing, she is in the dream state. And it is that dream which discloses to her the beginning of this creation, the past, the cosmic past, the universal beginning of things in this process of manifestation from down below going upward. A dream disclosed to her the cosmic past. In the indeterminate formlessness of self, creation took its first mysterious steps. It made the body shape a house of soul, and matter learned to think, and person grew. She saw space peopled with seeds of life, and saw the human creature born in time. So in quick 3 lines, we have the entire sequence of evolution described here quickly, suggestively, and of course with all the implications of the phrases present in them. Creation took its first mysterious steps. How it happened, what made it happen, how things will progress onward, that remains always a mystery. Why? Because it started with the indeterminate state, the infinite, which is not expressed at all anywhere in any form, infinite which is a point, which has not grown up, which has not blown up, which has not flowered. It is that indeterminate state. In the indeterminate formlessness of self, no form is there, no shape is there, no features are there, no qualities are there, no quantity is there, no character is there. That is how things began, from the utter void. And it is from that state, what is happening? Creation took its first mysterious steps. It made the body's shape. The first thing which it has done is to create a shape of the body, a form, a contour, a container, a vessel, to hold what? To hold eventually the soul. A body is formed and a vessel is created. It will contain the divine substance, the divine quality, the divine flame, the divine possibilities. The body's shape has come already into existence. That is the first step of evolution, appearance of the body. It made the body's shape a house of soul, and matter learned to think, and person grew. What was indeterminate, what was formless, it has taken a form. It has become a material determinate to house the soul eventually. And this matter, the first step in this creation, this matter already started thinking. A material mind is present there, and it starts seeing the possibilities of its own future, of its own growth. And matter learned to think, and person grew. She saw space. It is not now just empty void. It is an extension of consciousness, the material consciousness. In that material space, she saw now the seeds of life, sprouting of the seeds of life, and saw the human creature born in the sequence of time, in the growth of time, in the march of time, in the progress of time. So you have basically matter as a starting point, then you have got life, then you have got mind. Already the beginning from the indeterminate state has produced in her dream state these 3 conditions. Out of the void, out of the indeterminate, out of the formlessness has come matter. Matter has now provided a base, an occasion for life to appear and grow in her dynamism. That is what has happened. Once life is established, then there is a possibility of the mind entering into the life in matter. So mind enters now into life which is present in matter. It is not that mind can enter directly into matter. When life is established into matter, then mind can come and work under these conditions. So these are the 3 basic steps by which the creation began, formation of matter, appearance of life, growing of the mental faculty in this material creation. In the indeterminate formlessness of self, creation took its first mysterious steps. It made the body shape a house of soul, and matter learned to think, and person grew. She saw space peopled with the seeds of life, and saw the human creature born in time. At first appeared a dim, half-neutral tide of being emerging out of infinite naught. A consciousness looked at the inconscient vast, and pleasure and pain stirred in the insensible void. So this is the early beginning of pleasure and pain. When matter is seeded with life, it is there that the sensibility of life starts appearing in matter. But it is a double sensibility. It is both pleasure and pain. That is the character of matter entering into life. Life in her own domain, in the pure domain of life, is free, joyous, happy, spiteful, playful, moving in all the worlds, everywhere, creating 1,000 joys in one stroke. She doesn't suffer pain. There is no question of anguish, no question of death also there. But when life enters into matter, then because of the nature of matter and because life has to adapt herself in matter, there is the appearance of pleasure and pain. In fact, life in matter immediately meets the response of death. Death comes from the inconscient and challenges the appearance, the entry of life in matter. Life is stunned by the presence of death in that condition. Pleasure and pain have now appeared because it has entered into matter. At first appeared a dim, half-neutral tide, half-neutral because of the insensibility of matter and the sensibility of life interacting with that, so there is a kind of a clash, there is a kind of a struggle between the two, and therefore there are both pleasure and pain. Of being emerging out of infinite naught, a consciousness looked at the inconscient vast. Something has happened, some awareness has come up, the mental faculty has woken up, and with that consciousness it sees what? Everywhere inconscience, inconscience, inconscience. That is the condition in which the present existence has arrived to the condition. And pleasure and pain stirred in the insensible void. All was a deed of a blind world energy. The Shakti, who is blind, Andha Shakti, she does not know how to move because of the inconscience. And it is she who is working out all the steps, matter, life, mind, and therefore it is a deed of blind world energy. Unconscious of her own exploits, she worked, shaping a universe out of inane, out of that emptiness, out of that nothingness, out of that void. It is that world energy, Apara Shakti, who has created this form in the material creation. She is she who has brought out matter, who has brought out life, who has brought out the mental faculty. And it is her work which has come up to this point. She does not know in what direction to move, yet there is something in her which keeps on telling her, go this way, do this, do this, do this. And gradually these 3 steps have appeared. Now, this must have taken ages and ages to happen. Cycles of time, of evolution, billions of years. We do not know how long this process has been going on, what amount of energy, what kind of struggle this world energy had to put to bring out first matter out of nothingness, out of this matter where there is no apparent life, to bring out life, out of this insensible life in matter to bring out the faculty of awareness. It must have taken ages and ages and ages for her to come to this point. There is no record of it, but her work is tireless, persistent also, and it looks as if she is not in a hurry. But now, after arriving at the stage of the mental being, mind in life and matter, things can move slightly different. There can be a conscious participation of this mental being in her work, and things can move swiftly. So in the indeterminate formlessness of self, creation took its first mysterious steps. It made the body shape a house of soul, and matter learned to think, and person grew. She saw space peopled with the seeds of life, and saw the human creature born in time. This is what Savitri sees in a dream, the cosmic past which has brought human creature in time. At first appeared a dim, half-neutral tide of being emerging out of infinite naught, out of infinite nothingness, out of total void, of being emerging out of infinite naught. A consciousness looked at the inconscient vast, and pleasure and pain stirred in the insensible void. All was the deed of a blind world energy. Unconscious of her own exploits, she worked, shaping the universe out of the inane. She has shaped this universe, matter, life, mind. She has shaped it out of the inane, out of the emptiness which was there to begin with. We are doing the first paragraph of this dream section. It quickly traces the major steps of evolution, starting from the void and arriving at man. It's a rapid survey of the evolution of consciousness and the appearance of the mental being. To begin with, of course, we had the indeterminate self, infinity as a point where there are no forms, no features, no determinates, and that is the state of the self from which things begin. Out of that point of infinity, or infinity as a point, start appearing the self or the being and the world energy, the dynamic aspect of the self. So here again we have the two aspects of the transcendental truth and consciousness force present in the infinite, which is the point, in the void. You have got presence and power. You have got being and force. You have got truth and consciousness. These two are again present in the seed form in the void itself, and it is from that the creation begins. In the indeterminate formlessness of self, a creation took its first mysterious steps. We have seen already that line, that argument or that presentation. Mysterious, we have no idea of it. How it has happened, how the creation out of the infinite as a point has emerged, come out, of that there is no knowledge. There cannot be any knowledge of it either, because nobody was present there to see what was happening. It was the being himself who was doing it, and out of that the first step towards creation took place. Now, how that creation appears? It appears first with the emergence of the being who looks at the inconscient vast with an element of consciousness. The emergent being, the emerging being out of that infinity as a point, looks at the cosmic vast with a certain consciousness, vast, the cosmic vast, which is not aware of itself at all, see. And it is there that the world energy, the Shakti, the power, the presence and power, the other part of it, the power, the Shakti, is working for what? Shaping a universe out of the emptiness, out of the inane, out of the nothingness. It is she who is shaping the universe, because for her the substance, the matter, the existence is there available. She is given raw material in the form of existence, and it is that raw material she utilizes to give forms and shapes and things like that, and brings out a universe, shaping a universe out of the inane. So that is the first step which has occurred. You have got the indeterminate self, then you have got the being looking at the inconscient past, then you have got the consciousness force, or what he calls here the world energy, working out on the substance and bringing out a universe. Now the story, the narration, the development, the sequence, how the process happened is being elaborated in the same section, further in the same paragraph. You see, the next step is, in fragmentary beings she grew aware. She means world energy, consciousness force, Shakti. She has produced small finite beings, and in each one she is now becoming aware of things. In fragmentary beings she grew aware a chaos of little sensibilities gathered round a small ego's pinpoint head. In it a sentient creature found its poise. It moved and lived, a breathing, thinking whole. That is the first step. That is what she has achieved. She has created, shaping a universe. So how she is shaping the universe? This is now being elaborated here. A chaos of little sensibilities. It is out of the chaos that things are now getting formed. A kind of an order is being prepared. Now, chaos is a very powerful concept in Greek philosophy. It is out of the chaos that the creation has come out. Out of the chaos has come out the cosmos. That is the notion of the Greek thinkers. Chaos is the infinity of space, of formless matter. Matter is there, substance is there, but it has no form. It is something like a raw material without any substance, without content. Supposed to have preceded the existence of the ordered universe. What we see as the ordered universe, before that was this chaos, this formless infinity, this formless matter. These were the things which are present before the ordered world came out, and it is that which is being elaborated here, a chaos of little sensibilities gathered round a small ego's pinpointed. Ego is a small little point. Around that ego, things are getting gathered, they are getting formed, they are kind of getting accumulated around it, so that a kind of a structure is formed. And it is that structure which will give a character, a personality, a quality to a particular object. It is that is the shape which is being taken place out of chaos, out of the infinity of space, out of the formlessness of matter. A small little point is formed, the ego point, and it is around that ego point things are getting gathered. In fragmentary being, she grew aware. Because of her, she is a consciousness force. So in that small little being, that point, she is becoming aware, conscious of things, so to say. A chaos of little sensibilities. She may not have full knowledge of it, but she has a feeling, she has a perception, she knows what is happening. She is kind of aware of things now happening. Gathered round a small ego spin pointed, in it a sentient creature found its poise. It moved and lived, a breathing, thinking whole. So that is the sweep of her action already. She has gathered around that ego point something, formed a creature, and he is breathing, he is living, and he is also now capable of thinking. So a certain kind of a progress has already been made by her. In fragmentary beings, she grew aware, a chaos of little sensibilities gathered round a small ego spin pointed. In it, a sentient creature found its poise. It moved and lived a breathing, thinking whole. On a dim ocean of subconscious life, that is the next step now, subconscious life. Below the awareness, what is happening in that ocean, in that water, that jivana, water flow, something is happening now. What is happening? On a dim ocean of subconscious life, a formless surface consciousness awoke. The outer personality, the surface consciousness, because it is of the ego's self, its awareness is only on the surface of things. It cannot go into the depth of matter, into the depth of things, and see what is there behind it. So it is that kind of an awareness has come here. On a dim ocean of subconscious life, a formless surface consciousness awoke. A stream of thoughts and feelings came and went. A stream of thoughts and feelings came and went is a perfect iambic line. A stream of thoughts and feelings and came and went. The beat is short, long, short, long, short, long, constant. A foam of memories hardened and became a bright crust of habitual sense and thought, a seat of living personality, and recurrent habits mimicked permanence. So that is the next step which has already been taken by this word energy, because she is the one who is shaping a universe. The work is the work of nature, lower nature, world energy, Prakriti. She is doing all these things. Prakriti's job is to give form, shape, bring out something. Purusha, being, who is quiescent, who is simply sitting there, is simply providing her the matter, the substance, the existence, the support. But the entire unfoldment is the job of Prakriti, and this is what she is doing here. So first she has created a pinpoint ego, then she has created a personality which can flow in time and space. A stream of thoughts and feelings came and went. Now this is a very beautiful phrase. Shivandu was talking earlier of chaos, which speaks of the Greek philosophy of the creation. Out of chaos the universe came, the order came. Out of chaos came the cosmos. Cosmos means order thing. What is chaos? Chaos is the thing which breeds life. What is cosmos? What is order? It breeds habits, forms, structures, habits. So it is that which is now being built here in terms of habit. But these habits are now in the form of a stream of thoughts. Now the stream of thoughts is a modern phrase. It is not the Greek phrase at all. It is a modern connotation. It is a modern connotation. Actually, the origin of the phrase is stream of consciousness. It is that which is given by a psychologist, William James, in 1890. He gave this phrase, the stream of consciousness. So Shivandu was very aware of the modern terminology, and he has used it most aptly in this context. In fact, in literature, there is a whole way of looking at things in the form of a stream of consciousness, weaving back and forth in space and time. That is what happens in the stream of consciousness. The novels, the fictional creations, the literary creations based on the stream of consciousness move back and forth in space and time, jumping from one to the other immediately. So that is what is happening here. On a dim ocean of subconscious life, a formless surface consciousness awoke. A stream of thoughts and feelings came and went. A foam of memories hardened and became a bright crust of habitual sense and thought. A seed of living personality and recurrent habits mimicked permanence. So what has been created here has become a habit. As I said, order breeds habits. Cosmos means a certain kind of a habit. So habits have got formed. Now, the task is to change habits, to change from a given frozen structure to something more dynamic, more fluid, more supple. And that is the whole problem of the new creation. Instead of getting stuck with habits, whereas it can be made dynamic and more rhythmic and more powerful, you see. So that is what is going to happen here. But at the moment, in the early stages of creation, we are at the stage of habits. Order breeds habits. This is the condition here now. Now, first we have therefore the material formation. Then we have the stream of consciousness, the flow of life, jivana, as we call in the Indian language. Jivana means water which is flowing, a stream of consciousness. That is happening. So after life comes again what? Mind. And what happens here? Mind nascent labored out a mutable form. It is mind which is giving form to things here. Labored, and it has built a form. It built a mobile house on shifting sand, a mobile house on shifting sand, a floating isle upon a bottomless sea. So the sea has no depth, and on that there is a mobile house. It is floating from place to place like an isle. That is the creation of mind. In other words, there is no form structured presence there at all. Mind nascent, labored out a beautiful form. It built a mobile house on a shifting sands, a floating isle upon a bottomless sea. So that is the next step which has taken place already. In fact, this is interesting to note that this word energy we are seeing here at first appeared a dim, half-neutral tide of being emerging out of infinite naught, out of infinite nothingness. The word energy has brought out something. Now this is again having its echo in the Greek philosophy. Out of chaos, which is taken as a naught, out of that word energy has produced this thing. But at the same time, there is another line of argument. Can anything come out of nothing? There is nothing. Can something suddenly appear there? Where from it will appear? How it will appear? That becomes a kind of a mental challenge. Out of nothing, how can something appear at all, you see? Ex nihilo, that is the phrase used. Ex nihilo, out of nothing. Can something come? Well, it seems that that is what this world energy is doing. Out of nothing. Infinite naught, out of that a being is emerging, a creation is coming out because of this word energy. How is it possible? That becomes the question, you see. See, for instance, there is nothing, there is a void. How does matter appear out of nothing? In matter there is nothing else except matter. How does in matter then life appears? How can what is not present in matter appear at all? Matter has no life in it, still it is producing life. Same thing again further, you have got matter, life. There is no mind there, it's only a vital force, vital energy, vital movement, vital creation. How does mind appear again where it is not present? In life there is no mind. Then how does mind appear out of it? In other words, each step, matter appearing out of the void, life appearing out of matter, mind appearing out of life, is as if an act of coming, emerging out of nothing, out of the void, ex nihilo. Now this is something which is not acceptable to a certain line of philosophy, and it is perfectly understandable. If there is nothing out of that, how can anything appear? Not only that, if there is only nothing, why should first appear matter and then appear life and then appear mind? Why can't suddenly out of nothing mind appear or life appear without the appearance of mind, without the appearance of matter? That could be a question. If it is something like that, then anything should appear anytime, anywhere. So that becomes a confusion then. That becomes a challenge to the logic of creation out of the void. But this particular aspect Sri Aurobindo has presented in great detail in the Life Divine, and his thesis is, well, it is not a creation out of nothing. It is not ex nihilo. The creation is not out of nothing. Actually, that void is something which is full of all these presences of matter, of life, of mind. All these things are automatically fully present. That void is a pregnant void containing all these elements in it, and it is they, one by one, are emerging. The way in which they entered into the void, it is in that way they are coming out successively. Out of the void, first matter, then life, then mind. So that is how the creation is present. Because the being is present there. The presence is there, and also the power is there. In the void, it is not a total emptiness, nothing of that kind. It is because nothing can exist, really speaking. So basically it is the presence of the presence and power in the void which is now giving rise to this creation. So this is not something which is happening out of nothing. It is not ex nihilo. That is what we can keep on asserting like that. In fact, that is the whole description here. That's the whole purpose of this presentation here. Mind, nascent, labored out a mutable form. That is what he says. First, that is what is happening here, mutable form. It looked around, it built a mobile house on shifting sands, a floating isle upon a bottomless sea. So that is the third step which has happened here. We have infinite knot, we have got chaos of sensibility of life, we have got surface consciousness, we have got pinpoint ego, we have got a conscious being, we have got appearance of life, we have got mind. Now what happens here at this point? A conscious being was by this labor made from matter, life, mind. A conscious being, man, has appeared on the scene. A conscious being was made by this labor. It looked around it on its difficult field, in the green, wonderful and perilous earth. It hoped in a brief body to survive, relying on matter's false eternity. This conscious being is hoping to exist forever, and it has taken matter as the base. Relying on matter's false eternity, it thinks that it can live on and on and on forever. Not only that, it felt a Godhead in its fragile house. Although this house is floating from place to place, it is brittle, it can break any moment in any way. It felt a Godhead in its fragile house. That element of conscious being is feeling that thing. It felt a Godhead in its fragile house. It saw blue heavens, dreamed immortality. So that is the big advance it has already taken place. This conscious being which has appeared is seeing blue heaven, is seeing dreamed immortality. Will that happen? That is another matter. But it must happen. That is what it is going to say, assert. In fact, the whole purpose of this narration is, alright, if these stages have already occurred, matter, life, mind, a being seeing blue heaven, dreaming immortality, why not that also? That is a kind of a natural, logical argument to extend the development of things which have already occurred. It felt a Godhead in its fragile house, it saw blue heaven, dreamed immortality. So Savitri, in her dream state, is already seeing the prospects of future of immortality, of the blue heaven appearing here in the process of this evolution which has taken so far, which has occurred so far here, you see. So that is what the dream is disclosing to Savitri already, and it is a big thing which has already happened in her awareness of the past leading to the future.